this. Please.
Okay.
Like, you trust me more?
Yes.
Okay, is it recording already?
I don't know.
She said I don't trust you here.
It's recording. Get closer together because, like,
Oh, no one said I wanted my face in this.
oh, you don't? You don't? Okay.
I'm ugly.
Shut up.
Okay. Are you recording?
Yeah,
Alright.
I think.
So, how do you get the person, place, or thing that's in front of the camera onto like film the way you want it?
A lot of practice, a lot of trial and error. Basically, it's just that's the best way to do it, trial and error. Just shoot it a bunch, maybe change your settings every time you shoot, and then eventually you're gonna find one that works for you. And if you're shooting film, make sure you write down every shot you take, like what settings and stuff, so when you go back and look at it, you can be like, okay, that one worked on this picture, so that's kind of the way to keep it. If you're digital, you can kind of just do it as you go. Just take a picture, change shutter, until you get it down, and then it's smooth sailing.
Which photographers influenced you, and how did they influence your thinking, photography, and career?
I'm gonna throw the classic one for the big name, Annie Leibovitz. She, the way that she captures portraits is just unreal. She'll get people to be in a very vulnerable state. So like she's got a picture of Clint Eastwood. He's like a big, tough cowboy, but her photo of him, he's like wrapped up in his own lasso, like stuck there. So she like brings the, I don't know, like the less tough side out of him, or like the more vulnerable side out of people. For people in this industry, around like, I guess my age and range and stuff, I'd say Adam Matthias. Adam, what's up, buddy? A good friend of mine. Always looked up to him. He's awesome. He's given me tips. We've shot stuff together. So, hi, Adam.
What was your career path before you started this, and how did you get from being an aspiring photographer to doing it like full time?
Well, I started like I guess in school, and then I dropped out because I didn't want to do school. I wanted to just go do it on my own. I didn't want to like learn somebody else's techniques. So just went out and started shooting. But before I started doing it full time, I was doing Starbucks. Made coffee. I was a barista. Yeah. So these guys saw my work, and that I'd shot for mutual friends, and they were like, "Hey, do you want to go on tour?" I was like, "Hell yeah, I do. That sounds awesome."
How do you get paid to do what you want to do with your photography?
Just putting in a lot of hours of not getting paid. I did probably 2 years of touring where I didn't make like any money, and got to the point where I was tired of shooting what people wanted me to shoot. So I started shooting my own stuff, and eventually people noticed, and they decided to hire me, and they pitched me a price. And then the longer you work with someone, obviously, the more the pay goes up, and the more they trust you and stuff. So. Just a lot of work, a lot of hours of feeling underappreciated until the one day you do. You just can't get back.
What motivates you to continue taking pictures?
Man, I mean, art. I love art. I love taking pictures of everything. People specifically. Something about trying to like bring out who they are in a photograph or tell a story in one photograph. It's just keeps you going, man. It's awesome.
What kind of gear do you use, like camera body, lens, tripods, filters, and all that?
For live shooting, I shoot with my camera is a Canon 5D Mark II. I shoot with a 50mm if there's low light, and then if there's good light, I'll shoot with a 16 to 35 wide angle. Other than that, for like live stuff, I don't do tripods or anything. That's more like landscapes and long exposure stuff, but it's yeah. I'm doing like band promos with like the guys and stuff. I've got a whole lighting rig and stuff, but that's aside from what I do basically on the day-to-day. So.
What's your favorite lens and why?
A 50mm 1.4. It's an amazing portrait lens. It's just so crisp, and you can shoot in pretty low lighting because you can allow more light to come in. So it's awesome.
What do you take with you on the road, and how much?
On like this tour specifically, I have 3 lenses. I've got a little 50, I've got a wide angle, and I've got a telephoto depending if I can't get close to the guys. I've got my laptop, hard drives, the essentials to shoot that night, edit the next day or that night, and then post the following day. So.
Out of all the equipment that you own, what is like the one thing that you wish you hadn't bought?
Man, Well, right off the bat, I kind of messed up. I bought a huge lighting rig because I thought that that's what you needed to be a photographer, and I didn't ever really use it. I use it now a ton, but at that time, probably that. I think what else I have that I don't. Probably just a bunch of cameras that I'm like, oh, that's sick, I'll use that a lot, and then I never touch it. I love the cameras that I do use, so sometimes it's hard.
Because you didn't like go into actual, hey, this is how you do it. What do you use to educate yourself to take better pictures or anything like that?
I do a lot of trial and error. I look online a lot. YouTube will teach you everything you need to know. I just ask a bunch of friends because the longer you do it, the more friends you make in the industry. And I have a ton of photographer friends that just kind of teach me stuff here and there. It's just kind of like a community of us. So, yeah.
What is one thing you wish you knew when you started taking photos?
Ooh. Let's see. That when you are a photographer, everyone's going to ask you to take a picture, even if it's a cell phone or like you're at like a gathering of just random people and like, oh, you're a photographer, do you want to take this for me? No, I don't want to do that. That's what I wish I knew. Might have picked a different career path. Just kidding, I wouldn't.
Can you describe that moment when you knew photography was something you just had to do?
Yes, I know exactly when that was. So my mom said I could go to college for anything I want. And I went to become a filmmaker, and I had to take a photo class. And the idea of telling a story with one picture instead of using a whole film to tell a story was just unbelievable idea to me. So I decided to do that.
If you could take your art in any direction without fear of failure, what would you do?
Well, you can't succeed without like taking risks and stuff. So failure, I don't really think that's a appropriate word when it comes to art. You can't really fail at art, nor can you complete art. It's always somewhere in between. But I mean, I'm pretty much doing it already. I'm shooting photos full time, whether it's freelance or on the road. So I'm not really that afraid of failure, which I don't know if that's cocky sounding, but I just don't really care. I don't care what other people think. If I'm doing it for me, I can't fail.
What would be some tips to give to beginning photographer?
Well, the best tip that was ever given to me was by, and I'm sorry I can't remember her name, but she does photos for the Killers. She told me she went to either Spain or somewhere and brought some cameras with her, shot a bunch of film, thought they were all garbage, was going to throw them away. Went to a casino in Vegas and was like, do you guys want these? And they bought each picture for a couple $1,000. They're across the entire strip now, and she basically just said, shoot everything. Like, whether it's a cell phone, a disposable, as long as you got the eye and you know what you want the end product to look like, just shoot everything. Even if you don't know, just shoot it. Because like, now I'm getting to the point where I don't need crisp photos. I kind of like blurry. I like to show movement. I like to show that it's real and not staged. So no matter what you shoot, like even if you're walking and you trip and you take a picture of someone's shoes, somebody might think that's gold. You might think it's garbage, but somebody out there's gonna like it. I mean, they might not, but who cares?
What type of photography do you enjoy most?
Portraits.
And why?
Portraits, absolutely portraits. I don't know why. I think it's, again, a part of the reason of like being able to pull somebody out of their shell and have them be completely and utterly like, I guess at your mercy to show who they are. I try to shoot landscapes a lot, but I always look at it and I'll like set up and be like, somebody should stand there. Like somebody needs to stand there. So it's portraits. I just love them. Can't get away from it. Like people, so.
What interests you most about photography?
Just telling that story. Telling a story with one picture. Trying to get that shot that people are going to see and just be like, wow, I feel this. Like I feel like I was there for this. And they don't have to be. They could be on the other side of the world. So it's that moment, capturing that moment.
What is the most challenging part about being a photographer, especially for you on the road?
Well, I mean, everybody's a photographer these days, photographer. Cell phones are even better these days, which I don't hate it. I use mine all the time. And I love that everybody takes pictures. Like, there's no real right or wrong way to do it. But the fact that a lot of people like take it as a joke because everybody's a photographer, like, oh, well, you charge X amount, this guy's gonna do it for free. Okay, well, get what you pay for. So, just that's the challenge, I guess.
What do you like least about being a photographer?
Least, probably again back to the you never get to just chill. People are always like, hey, you take pictures, like take a picture. Come on, man. I'm not here to do that. I'm here on a picnic. Like relax.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That's probably it right there.
What was your scariest moment as a photographer?
So I had a hard drive, 500 gig hard drive with thousands and thousands of photos and videos on it that crashed and I lost them. And it's stuff all the way back to like Sleeping with Sirens, all the way through like some of my favorite portraits that never got posted because I was doing like different series. And no one's ever gonna see those except for me. I saw them and they're gone now. So that's probably the most devastating. And that's happened twice to me.
Twice?
Yeah, my first computer I had crashed and deleted like 200 gigs of stuff, and then that 500 gig hard drive. So I probably lost about 700 gigs worth of stuff that no one will ever see.
Wow.
Yeah, it's probably technology, the biggest downfall of photography, in a sense, obviously.
What is your best photography tip?
Again, shoot everything. Never stop shooting things. Just shoot everything. Everything has potential to be great. It's just who sees it or if you're able to pull it out. But yeah, shoot everything.
What makes the good picture stand out from the average?
Just that moment, it's like being able to feel it. You could look at a whole row of the same photo, like the same action. For instance, I was editing photos of Trevor today from a couple nights ago, and there's a moment where he throws his arm up in the air and he's like screaming at the crowd, and his mic's in his hand, and there's like probably 4 photos before the one I selected and like 3 after it because I was just rapid shooting that. And there's like either hands in the way or like his face doesn't look right, but then you see that one and you're like, that's the one. That one is the one that gives you chills. Edit that one, post that one. So.
And last one, what does photography mean to you?
The world, everything. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be here without it. So I get to meet tons of people and travel the world and do what I love to do what makes me happy. And I'd be lying if I, hey buddy, Shimmy?
Yep.
Yes.
Peter.
That's it.
Peter.
That's Chet. Yeah, I'd be lying if I said that photography hadn't saved my life. So I was in a really bad spot and I just decided to keep doing art. Just gotta push through and keep doing what you love doing, and it's gonna save you. So,
All right.
like that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.